Hi there, fellow coffee drinkers and nosy neighbors. Long time no see. For those of you new to town, I'm Jazzy. And once again, I've got the best seat here at the Switch Café, where folks get served a whole lot more than just coffee. So sip with caution, because here at the Switch Café, people enter as themselves and leave as someone else. Ah, there it goes again. Did you hear that bell? That's your warning. Someone's life is about to change. So quick, take a seat at the table and let me tell you all about today's switch. Guess what? I've got good news today. Look at that bench outside. It's empty. That's right. Harold, who used to occupy that bench, is finally back on his feet. Just rented a new apartment downtown. I even heard the Moonies are starting to turn things around. They're renting an apartment just a few doors down from Harold. Not the luxury they're used to, but at least it's something. You know who else lives in that building? Well, she doesn't live there anymore. See that older woman in the expensive coat with the fancy handbag? That's Marlena Hall. She was widowed about 2 years ago. Tragic what happened to her husband. After he passed, Marlena, who hadn't worked a single day since she got married, suddenly found herself needing to downsize. That's when she moved into the infamous Red Fern Apartments downtown. Not what she wanted, but it was all she could afford. For a while, things were steady. Tight, but steady. She always had just enough to cover rent and groceries. But if you know Marlena, you know she likes the finer things in life. So that didn't last long. Eventually, she started paying rent late until she was months behind. Now, I could be wrong, but I think I know where all that rent money was going. Right after receiving a late rent notice, you'd spot her at a luxury boutique. I guess it cost a lot to stay the best-dressed woman in the city. Some folks say she's irresponsible. Others say she's depressed. Either way, her landlord, Mr. Jones, had had enough. Marlena was evicted. And look, I'm not saying he was wrong for it, but the way he did it, that's another story. He threw all of her things onto the sidewalk in the middle of winter, ripped up her clothes, broke a few valuables, and screamed at her like she was trash. Called her an expired old hag and a welfare queen. Despicable, right? Now, Mr. Jones, he's a landlord by title, but really, he's a slumlord, always has been. Red Fern is known for its broken heaters, rodent problems, busted appliances, you name it. He never fixed anything. But he preyed on the desperate, the vulnerable. Said he was tough because a tenant once scammed him, nearly costing him everything. Ever since, he's been merciless. Honestly, I'm surprised Marlena lasted there as long as she did. But here's where the story gets interesting. You see, Mr. Jones no longer owns Red Fern. That charming man you see across the cafe, that's Mr. Lionel Emerald, one of the wealthiest lawyers in town. And guess what? He now owns the building. Let me tell you how that happened. The day Marlena got evicted, Lionel just so happened to be driving by. Saw her shivering in the cold, trying to gather her things while Mr. Jones berated her like she was nothing. Now Lionel, he doesn't usually get involved unless there's a contract and a check. But something about Marlena reminded him of his mother. You see, Lionel grew up dirt poor, just him and his mom. And like too many people in this town, they spent years under the thumb of slumlords. So when he saw Marlena out there, teary-eyed, holding the shattered frame with her husband's picture, something snapped. He didn't just get angry, he got busy. Turns out, Lionel had a hunch that Red Fern wasn't up to code, and he was right. Over the next few weeks, Mr. Jones was hit with one fine after another. And when it got too expensive to manage, Mr. Emerald swooped in and bought the building at a discount, just enough to cover all those fines. Rumor has it, they're turning Redfern into luxury apartments now. TV crews are already planning a big special to showcase the transformation, from slum to upscale living. Wonder if they'll invite Mr. Jones for a cameo. But here's the twist. After all that, Lionel wouldn't rent to Marlena. Said her reputation for late rent and expensive taste was too much of a risk. And maybe he's right. They did say he lingered to look at her, though, through the window with a twinge of regret as she walked away after he declined her. But he's a businessman after all. Still, it's funny how things work out. And there's a lesson here for all of us. Sometimes life gives you a second chance, and sometimes it just shows you the door you once slammed on someone else. Well, this cup I've been sipping on is empty now, so I suppose that means our story's done. See you next time, and until then, remember, be careful what you serve, because eventually you'll have to drink it too. Bye now.